Well, I'm going up the ladder because I need to finalize this cooler for the season. For those of you that have never worked or seen an operational evaporative cooler, you're about to get to take a look. I'm on the roof right now, going up to the top. Here's what a cooler looks like inside while it's running. Set this down a second. Okay. So, you got your motor and the pulley's attached to it right here. There's a belt down there where the fan is, and it turns the squirrel cage fan. The bottom of the cooler is filled with water. There's the pump. See if I can get a better angle on it. Of course, I forgot to tell you about the straw. There's straw up here, and that's what soaks the water out. And the air is drawn through these pads here, and cool air comes out, is blown inside the house. See, and there's the pump, and it recirculates the water. That's the way it works. And this little orange hose here, now that serves two purposes. That's if the water level gets too high, instead of spilling into your house, okay, it'll drain out onto the roof. But I also have a bleeder pipe that slowly exchanges the water. In other words, the water in this cooler gets pumped out, and then it goes down here, okay, and drains out through the vent stack on the roof. Okay, so the water in the cooler doesn't get salted up too much as it would if you didn't bleed it out. Now, down there, I'm going to show you this. I think you can see it. As the water's pumped up from the water pump to the top of the cooler, okay, and then distributed out over to and around the cooler, okay. But some of that water down there gets bled off, and then of course it goes over and out, and you can see it as it comes out the cooler and goes over there. Now, what's wrong with this particular one right now is if you look closely, okay, the pump has sucked up and passed through some of the aspen fibers, okay, wood shavings, and you can see that it's inside the hose, and it's actually obstructing some of the water flow. And the reason I'm out here right now is to clear that out. I want to get rid of those aspen fibers so the water is free to flow. Now, the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to unplug it. Now, this is the plug for the motor right here. Can you see it? Yeah, it's right here. This is the plug for the motor, and this is the plug for the water pump right here, okay? So what I'm going to do is unplug the water pump right now, okay? can see that the motor is still running. So I'm gonna cut this loose over here, okay, and I'm gonna take out and let the wood fibers flush out, and then I'll hook it back up again. So let me do that, and I'll get with you just in a little bit. Okay, as you can see right now, I got the aspen fibers out of this, cleaned it out, pulled off the hose, have to put a new pull tie on it, okay, but everything looks good. Now, if these drops don't go into the pad and they fall down like some of them are, and this cooler becomes out of balance, in other words, it starts shaking, it'll shake these drops out, and the cooler will actually suck the drops in, and it'll go into the duct, okay? When it goes into the duct, it'll wet the ceiling inside the house. So you want to make sure on this specific cooler design, okay, that the majority, if not all the water, is being filtered through the straw. Okay, that's important. And I'm trying to do that. And you can see there's always a few free-flowing drops that I would like to see go in more to the pads, okay? And in this particular cooler design, that's not easy. But you go, well, maybe you're asking this question, how do you control the water level in the cooler? Well, let me show you. Okay. Right, if you can see this or not. Right down there is the float mechanism. Okay. That float mechanism is like the ball cock valve on a toilet. Okay. As the water rises, the float rises, and it shuts off the water to the cooler. Okay. And you go, well, okay. Then you get a better idea, and there's the cooler line. See, that's the water. Excuse me, not the cooler line, but that's the water line that comes into the cooler and goes to the float valve. Okay, and that's generally, this line is put in when the house is built. Okay, and you can see it come in and go over. Okay, and down through the roof. It's ultimately where it comes out of the house. That's the water feed line for the swamp cooler. Okay, but as you can see, there's not much to a swamp cooler, and they don't use much energy, and the way they cool is by evaporating water, and they do use quite a bit of water, but it's cheaper than refrigerated air to operate, because the only thing that's actually running is this little motor here. And by the way, this is a 2-speed motor, and this is on low right now, so you can go twice as high. But that's the way it works. And here's the housing for the fan. You can see it. And these little things are what hold the roof on. Okay, right over there. And here's the roof for the cooler. Okay, and that fits over here on these things. See, goes there and there. And there's the little knobs that I have that I screw on the top. Okay, and that's what holds the roof or the ceiling or the top to the cooler. It fits over top. Every now and again, the belts will break, and in this case, the bolts down here on this motor broke this year. I had to replace the bolts, because they rusted through, and the motor was loose and it was shaking badly, and it was throwing a lot of drops. Actually, it was shaking the water out of this cooler, and it was going inside, and it did damage the ceiling in my house, and it's a popcorn ceiling. I'm going to have to fix it. So that's where I'm at right now, and I hope you found this video somewhat educational. Bye.